Unfortunately, PFF's Black Friday sale is no longer going on, but we have a brand new discount to give you guys right now. That is a 30% off discount this holiday season with the promo code HOLIDAY30 to get 30% off a PFF Plus subscription. You get access to our player prop tool that can help you make back whatever you pay for PFF Plus and then some. It can also help you win a fantasy football championship this year. You get the same grades and analytics that every single NFL team uses and every single college football team uses as well. And you get access to the best mock draft simulator on the planet for the 2026 NFL Draft. Again, Holiday 30 to get 30% off a PFF Plus subscription right now. You got North Texas at Tulane in the American Championship game Friday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Time on ABC. Very simple. The winner of this game is probably securing a college football playoff spot no matter what else happens on Saturday. It's basically a de facto college football playoff game in itself because the winner is all but guaranteed to receive that playoff spot. Tulane is 10-2 on the year. They were already the highest ranked Group of 5 team going into last week. They, of course, won this past week too. They're most likely going to be the highest ranked Group of 5 team once again when the playoff announces their rankings tonight. And I'd imagine North Texas probably would join that top 25 as well. And even if James Madison is ranked above North Texas in those rankings, I would imagine North Texas beating Tulane would have them jump James Madison in the rankings, even if James Madison thumps Troy, like Dalton and I both predicted earlier. So, again, the winner of this game most likely is going to be the team that makes the playoff out of the Group of 5. And listen, even if, say, James Madison is the highest ranked team for whatever reason, again, if Duke beats Virginia, both of them are getting it. James Madison and whoever wins this game in the American title game. This is also the first time that both programs are playing each other this year. And like James Madison, their head coaches will both be coaching in this game and if they make the playoff, because, of course, Tulane's John Summerall was hired by Florida. He will still be coaching Tulane through this game, and if they win the college football playoff. And also Eric Morris, the North Texas head coach, who was hired by Oklahoma State. He will also be coaching in this game and through the playoff if North Texas makes it that far. So it is cool that, yes, both those guys are moving on to a Power 4 job once their season's over, but they will finish out the year with their programs.
How about a few coaching changes that are a little bit less dramatic, huh?
Yeah, I think Lane Kiffin's the only one who's like not allowed to, which I understand why he's not allowed to, by the way.
The in-conference bid is one thing. You know, I don't know that Florida's going to poach a ton of players from Tulane or that Oklahoma State. Well, I don't know, but Oklahoma State and North Texas, that might be a different situation. They got some young talent there at North Texas. But we'll talk about that later during our portal episodes in January. Either way, yeah, I think it's a very interesting storyline when like you mentioned, most likely Tulane, North Texas. I think especially if Tulane wins. With them already being ranked, I would think they move up a couple of spots this week, even though they kind of weirdly didn't last week. They had some other teams jump them, but they're the highest ranked one. I think Tulane certainly at home there in Yeoman Stadium, if they can get that win, they are at least one of the Group of 5 teams, depending on the ACC result. They're going to be at least one of the teams in there for sure. North Texas, an interesting case. I think this would be a huge win for them. They got a solid win over Navy. And one other thing with them against James Madison, think about common opponents here, okay? James Madison played Washington State at home. They only won by 4. North Texas won by, I think, 35 or somewhere in that range. I mean, they blew out Washington State when they got to play them. So a common opponent bit there. I think North Texas, to me, their resume is a little bit better, especially if they get this win under their belt on the road. But I think it's going to be a fantastic football game between two talented teams and one of the rare matchups in the American that hasn't already happened this year near the top 2.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch this matchup. It should be an awesome, awesome game between two awesome quarterbacks. Drew Messmaker has arguably been the best Group of 5 quarterback that we've had in college football this year, and he's going against a pretty good Tulane defense.
Absolutely, a really good Tulane defense, a really good secondary, and even a good defensive line with Santana Hopper and those guys up front. Caleb Hawkins, also the true freshman running back, has just been terrific all year. But I want to talk about this passing game. They hit a little bit of a lull in the middle of the season, and then they kind of moved around the rotation of wide receivers that they're targeting more often, that are on the field more often. And a guy we need to talk about in the slot, number 10, this is a dynamic football player, Wyatt Young, okay, of North Texas. Listen here, Max. Not Mekhi Lemon, not Jeremiah Smith, not Carnell Tate. Wyatt Young from North Texas has the highest receiving grade in the country.
Damn.
92.3 receiving grade. 4.44 yards per route run. That's like what Jackson Smith-Njigba was doing this year in the NFL. Way higher than any other receiver in the country. 25 missed tackles forced. 11.4 yards after catch per reception. Those are top 5 numbers. And this is a guy who didn't get a ton of targets until the second half of the season. And he has just absolutely exploded. He's a crafty route runner. He finds holes in the middle of zone defenses over the middle of the field, which is a big problem for Tulane. Over the middle third of the field, they're 122nd in the nation in coverage grade. Wyatt Young is easily the highest graded receiver in that area of the field in the country. He is almost 300 yards more than any other wide receiver over the middle third of the field. He picks apart zone defenses, and then he's also really good in the screen game. Sometimes they put him even in the backfield to mess with the alignment a little bit. If you're watching this North Texas passing game, or if you're Tulane's defense, you need to know where number 10 is, either in the slot or sometimes in the backfield or motioning at all times. This is a dynamic playmaker who, look, North Texas, they want to spread you out with formations. They want to run Caleb Hawkins downhill, but what they were missing for a little bit in the middle of the season was a threat over the middle to really attack the seams and the intermediate zones of defenses. Wyatt Young has filled that gap, and they've now scored 50 points in 5 of their last 6 games because of it, and it's because of the emergence of this receiver in the slot. He's really dangerous, and I think he could be a bad matchup for all of Tulane's zone defenses over the middle.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm also looking at Tulane's offense in this game, and I'm looking at, can North Texas do anything to speed Jake Retzlaff up in this one? Tulane has had a very successful passing attack this year. They're 15th in the country with about a 43% successful play rate on passing plays this year. Jake Retzlaff is 19th in the country with an 86.4 PFF grade, and Tulane is 22nd in receiving grade this year. There is a pretty stark contrast with how effective Retzlaff is when he's blitzed and when he's not blitzed. He very prefers to not be blitzed. And this is actually something that goes back to the BYU days as well. This year, 86.7 passing grade when not blitzed, tied for 7th among all quarterbacks in the country. But a 66.1 passing grade when he is blitzed is only 76. And we actually interviewed Jake Retzlaff last year while he was at BYU, and he was also outstanding when he was not blitzed and not as good when he was blitzed. We actually asked him about that, and so here's what he had to say.
Yeah, I mean, I think that at this point in my career, I've seen defenses a lot, and the basic defenses are the ones you see the most. And so when they only send 4, the odds are the defense is a pretty basic structure of cover 3, a pretty basic structure of cover 4, cover 2, or even one rat. And so, like, when they only send 4, I know that the structure is what the structure is, and it's not bizarre. I think that when guys blitz and teams are rotating, it can honestly get a little more complicated, and it's more an art to me to tear up the blitz defense than it is to tear up the basic defense. Because when they only send 4, man, they're never doing something crazy in the field. Because and I don't know why it is, and so I feel like I see it well, and I know the holes in every coverage. Like I said, when you watch a lot of film in the offseason like I did, man, I know how every one of our route concepts works out versus against any defense, especially the basic ones, because you see them so much. And so just knowing that in my mind and approaching every play like that, it makes it easier to just tear it up.
Love the hair from you, Dalton, in that clip, by the way.
I know, right? Remember those days? I was going to say that guy on the left looks like he makes some terrible quarterback rankings. Just some awful quarterback rankings he makes. Man,
he does.
Oh, man.
But
I was hacked that day.
Yeah, of course. Sure. Speaking of that, though, North Texas' outstanding coverage unit right now, they're 16th in the country in coverage grade, but North Texas only send a blitz about 35% of the time. It's only 82nd in college football. I think defensive coordinator Skylar Cassidy would be very, very wise to blitz Jake Retzlaff a lot more on Friday night.
No, absolutely. I think that's always the key. If you can get some sort of pressure on him, he can be kind of a loose cannon back there. Now, the dangerous part of that, too, is Retzlaff has been using his legs more than ever this season. Really, since the beginning of the year, he's turned it up. It feels like John Summerall told him from the beginning of the year, hey, man, you're one of the best athletes out here on this field. You're in the group of 5. You're in the American now. Go ahead and take off running on him. And he's been outstanding with his legs all year. So that is the one danger. If you do blitz him and he breaks the pocket, you're going to have a problem because he's been creating explosive runs all year on the ground as well.
Definitely. All right, Dalton, who will pretty much clinch a spot in the college football playoff between Tulane and North Texas in the American Championship game?
This is a hard one. This is as hard of a game as we've had, I think, all year to pick. It's in Tulane. Tulane's defense even plays a lot better at home down there at Yeoman Stadium. Is this the third straight year they've been in the American title game?
I think it might be
third or 3 out of 4, something like that. I mean, they lost to Army at Army last year, but I mean, look, both of these teams are outstanding. I think they both have really good quarterbacks, really good offenses that can bring some level of balance. I'll be honest with you here, man. This is a hard one. But you know what? I'm going to take North Texas to go in there and get the win. I think the difference with Wyatt Young there at receiver, along with the just supreme talent you have with Caleb Hawkins at running back, that's a big deal. But I think the winner of this game is going to be the team that gets more balance, especially from the ground game. I trust Hawkins a little bit more with that. I think Retzloff, if Tulane's going to do it, they have to do it through Retzloff with his legs, with the read option game, with the bootleg game like they've been doing all year. I think we get a fantastic football game, a true coin flip. I'm taking North Texas high-scoring 38-35.
Tulane's actually made it to 4 straight.
Oh, it's 4 straight.
Okay.
Okay.
But they've lost 3 straight. So, not great. They haven't won since 2022 when they beat UCF. Unfortunately for Green Wave fans, I'm with you, Dalton. I'm also taking North Texas to win this game, 35-31. So Tulane, unfortunately, will lose their 3rd straight conference American championship game. Actually, they've lost 2 straight so far. Excuse me.
And clearly, if Tulane wins, then I'll have just never learned my lesson about doubting Jake Retzloff.
Exactly. No, they've lost 2 straight so far. I think they're going to lose 3 straight in this one too. North Texas should be a great game between 2 great quarterbacks that we have in the Group of 5 level, and Drew Messmaker and Jake Retzloff. But I think the difference in this game, Tulane has not really had much of a run game to speak of this year, while North Texas, of course, has a superstar in running back Caleb Hawkins. I think North Texas will have the more balanced offense in this game, and North Texas will win their first conference title since their Sun Belt championship 21 years ago, and North Texas all but clinches a spot in the college football playoff with a win over Tulane.
I think that last part is interesting, though. I want to see what the rankings look like tonight, just in case. I mean, if both or either of North Texas or James Madison are ranked, or if they're both not ranked, then we still for another week don't know the committee's opinion on either of them. I think it's a fascinating ranking we're going to see tonight with all these teams.
We got Andrew Harbaugh in the chat saying we got to give Caleb Hawkins a nickname, like a Caleb Stranger Things Hawkins, because the town in Stranger Things is Hawkins, Indiana. Are you watching Stranger Things, by the way?
No.
Just dropped. Season 5 just dropped. I'm 1 episode in, so nobody spoil anything in the chat right now. I'm 1 episode in right now. I'm going to watch episode 2 tonight.
Wow. I'm probably going to upset the chat with this one, but I haven't watched 1 through 4 either.
You have to.
I just
have to.
Just never got around to it,
It's an incredible show. It's an absolutely incredible show. But yeah, 35-31, I have North Texas beating Tulane.